Yes, good morning, everyone. We're going to begin with today's lecture, and this lecture is in continuation of the previous lecture, which is in which we introduced Fourier series. So, for a particular example, we were interested in writing the Fourier series expansion. So I'll be starting from that example. And to recall you, these were the formulas that if we have a periodic function with period 2 pi defined on an interval minus pi to pi, then the Fourier series expansion is given by this, where a naught, an, and bn are defined like this. So we did this example for the function fx is equal to x, which is defined over the interval minus pi to pi. And after that, it starts repeating its values. So its period is 2 pi. So that means we can use the above defined formulas. So we computed a naught. So I solved the complete integration for a naught. And in this, we found that a naught was coming out to be 0. We could also use direct logic here that since fx is equal to x, it happens to be an odd function, and this is the result that if you have integral of minus a to a type gx dx and gx is odd, then directly you can write the value of integral to be 0. So this is what we did. And then for an, for an, what we did, for an, we use the formula minus pi to pi fx cos nx dx. And this also, I used the logic in this also that since x is an odd function, x is an odd function, and cosine nx is an even function. So everybody knows that cosine nx is an even function because cos of x is same as cos of minus x. So it's an even function. So the product of odd and even function is odd function. So overall, x into cos nx, this is an odd function. So its integral from minus pi to pi is going to be 0. You can solve this integration yourself and still you will see the value to be 0. I'll do that calculation for you. I will show you that even if you do not use this logic of odd and even, still you need to solve the integral. In that case also you will be getting 0. And similarly, we will be computing bn. So in bn, when you will be using the logic, so this is odd function and sine is also an odd function. So the product of odd and odd is an even function. So in that case, you will use the formula that this will be 2 times 0 to pi, right? This which I explained, and the final answer is going to be this, which will give you this Fourier series. So a few of you were requesting me to do the integrations, so I will be doing that. So again, so a naught we have already computed. For a naught, I have already shown you the integration in detail, so I'm not going to do that again. A naught is turning out to be 0. an an is 1 by pi minus pi to pi x times cos nx dx. So you use integration by parts here because you are given the product of two functions. So it's first function integration of second, so sine nx by n, minus integral of derivative of first. So x is the first function, derivative is 1, and again cost integral is sine. So this is nx, so obviously will be divided with n dx. So this whole is being multiplied with 1 by pi. So this is 1 by pi. Now in the first, you just substitute upper and lower limit and you will see that. So this is pi times sine n pi by n, minus the lower limit is minus pi times sine minus n pi, because for x you have to substitute minus pi by n. And the next term is, so this minus I'm taking common, 1 by pi is outside. Again, one more time you have to integrate. So the integral of sine is minus cos, and one negative is already there. So this will be plus, and 1 n is already there. So this is 1 by n, and one more time you integrate. So it will be cos nx by n, and then you substitute the upper and lower limit. So finally you will be getting, now what is this sine n pi? What is the value of sine n pi? Sine pi, sine 2 pi, sine 3 pi. Yes, what is the value? 0. Everybody knows, right? So this is 0. Similarly, this is also going to be 0. Sine of minus n pi. Even if you take minus outside, then use the logic. Howsoever you do it, both of these are going to be 0. So this first term completely goes to 0, and we left with only computation of second term, which is 1 over n square pi, because there are two n's now in the denominator, and this is cos n pi minus cos minus n pi, because I substituted the lower and the upper limit. So this is 1 over n square pi cos n pi minus cos n pi, because I'm using the logic cos of minus theta is same as cos of theta. So the second term cos of minus n pi will be same as cos of n pi. So again this gets cancelled and final value is 0. Yes, for second you do not need by parts because n is just n, Vidushi. This is just one function sine nx. You are integrating with respect to x. N will be just taken outside the sign of the integral, right? So I hope that is clear. The integration is turning out to be, the value of integral is turning out to be 0. And directly also I told you, even if you use the logic of even and odd function, then also you can directly write 0. But if you are unsure anywhere, so you should know the techniques of integration. So one thing you can notice that what we used here is, what result we used here is sine n pi is 0 and cos n pi is same as cos of minus n pi, right? So these are actually the value of cos n pi is minus 1 raised to power n. If you know what is cos pi, minus 1. What is cos 2 pi, plus 1. What is cos 3 pi, again minus 1. So this gives you cos n pi, sorry, this gives you cos n pi is minus 1 raised to power n. So this is something very frequently is going to occur in few questions, so you can use this. So an is 0, and now to show you the integration of bn, 1 by pi minus pi to pi x sine nx dx. Now here again you have two options. First you can use the logic of even function and then you can simplify it. Otherwise you can directly also do. So since this is an even function, this is odd, this is odd. So what result I am using here? Product of odd and odd function is even function. And so this is overall an even function. So this becomes 2 by pi 0 to pi x sine nx dx, right? This is what it remains to. Otherwise you will see, even if you do not use this, still final answer you will be getting same. So it's 2 by pi, and now you have to use again integration by parts. So first function, integral of second, so that is minus cos nx by x. The limits are 0 to pi, minus integral of derivative of first and again integral of second. This is x, right? 2 by pi. Yeah. So now you substitute minus pi cos n pi by n. And when you will be substituting the lower limit, which is 0, so this is going to be 0 because x is multiplied. So 0 into whatever is going to be 0. And this is minus minus plus 1 by n. And again, integral of cos is going to be sine nx by n, 0 to pi, right? So this is 2 by pi minus pi by n. Cos n pi, I told you, will be replaced with minus 1 raised to power n, right? Minus 1 raised to power n will be the substitution for cos n pi, and this is 0 plus 1 by n square, because this is n, and sine upper limit and sine lower limit. So again, what is sine n pi? So sine n pi will be 0. Sine 0, we also know that is also 0. So these both terms become 0. So finally, you just get 2 by pi minus pi by n into minus 1 raised to power n. So this is in product. So pi and pi gets cancelled. This is 2 by n into minus 1 raised to power n plus 1, because there is one negative outside also. 1 is minus 1 raised to power n and 1 minus is there. So this is the final answer. So this is your Bn. So you got the value of A0, An and Bn. So I will be now writing the Fourier series. Fourier series of the given function is A0 by 2 plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos nx plus bn sin nx. So A0 is turning out to be 0, an is also turning out to be 0, and bn is 2 by n minus 1 raised to power n plus 1 sin nx. So that means in the final series there are only sine terms present, right? So that is the answer, yes. So what you can do, you can take 2 outside the summation sign. This is the expansion. So this is your Fourier expansion. If you want to simplify it even more, means not simplify, just write it in the expanded form. So the first term, when you put n is equal to 1, so this is minus 1 raised to power 2, will be a positive term, sin x, right? Then the next term is negative term, sine 2x by 2. And then you have sine 3x by 3 minus sine 4x by 4 and so on. So this is the final Fourier series expansion. This is how you have to do all the questions, right? Calculate A0, A and B and just substitute in the formula of Fourier series. Now please ask if you have any doubt, because only then I will be moving ahead. We'll do one more example. In fact, we'll do many examples. This was just the first example. Is it clear to everyone? Okay, yes, Uday, you can ask.
Earlier you said that the sum of infinitely continuous function will give discontinuous. So is this series expansion equal to the original function?
Yes, actually, that question we will be addressing soon, because if you recall, even in the chapter of Taylor series, when I used to say that this is a Maclaurin series for e raised to power x, and then I say e raised to power x is actually equal to its Maclaurin series. So there are two different things, right? So still we have just written it as a series, but what is on this side? Is it the same function or is it a different function? So that question will be answered soon when we'll be talking about, okay, which function this is converging to. Actually it is going to be the same, but theoretically, it needs to be, means there are some theoretical results which will establish the convergence, although we will not be doing them because they are too much mathematical and analytical. But these are otherwise two separate things. No doubt this will converge to the same function whose Fourier series we have written. So we can write actually fx is equal to this. In fact, I will just show you an animation after this, which will clarify your doubts.
Okay.
Yes, Vidushi, can you raise your hand and unmute yourself? I'm not able to understand your uh, doubt. Yes, Vidushi. Yes.
Yes, ma'am, if we put limits as minus pi to pi.
Okay, let me just scroll up a bit. Yeah, so in that case, that 2 will not be there, na? Means
Yes,
directly. Yeah, so you can directly do integration by parts of this term, and just this 2 will not come in the limits will be minus
ma'am,
1.
second term will become 0
Sorry,
sine. Ma'am, second term will become 0 sine 1. Sine will become 0 because n pi 0 ho jayega.
which term?
Ma'am, sine nx by
Yes,
n.
yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
So, ma'am,
Oh,
can you tell of this first term?
first term will be, see, first term will be like, just the way it, see, you just imagine this 2 is not, I'll do this calculation here, that even if you do it like 1 by pi minus pi to pi x sine nx dx. So 1 by pi, you use integration by parts. So obviously integral is minus x cos nx by n minus pi to pi, because you understand that second term will become 0. So obviously you will be just needing to do this one. 1 by pi, so it's minus pi cos n pi by n. And when you will be now substituting the lower limit, so this will be plus pi cos n, sorry, 1 minus is already there, and 1 minus is this minus pi, and 1 minus will more come because upper limit minus lower limit, so it will be minus only, right? Not plus, because there are three negatives. One is multiplied, one is because of minus pi, and one is upper limit minus lower limit, so it will be minus pi again. Yeah, so this will make it 2. So this pi, if you take common, minus pi if you take common, by n, so ultimately it's cos n pi plus cos n pi. So it's the same answer, 2 times minus 1 raised to power n plus 1 by n. Obviously it should be same, because it really
Yeah.
doesn't matter, yeah, whichever way you solve it. I hope that is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So what I'm now next going to do is to show you that how this is going to work. The logic which I explained you in the previous lecture, that you look at the right hand side, these are all continuous functions. These are known as sinusoidal waves, sin x, sin 2x. So that's just a linear combination. So your solution at any time is going to be just a finitely many terms considered from this expansion. So if you just consider the first term, sin x, so that will be a very poor approximation of your function fx. If you consider the first two terms, that will be also a poor approximation, but better than sin x. So it's about the same thing, because the infinitely many terms needs to be added to give you the generating function fx. So the more number of terms you include, the more closer you will be approaching towards your function fx, right? So ये आप graphically check कर सकते हो by taking finitely many terms at a time, but I have done this actually through programming, because manually if you'll be doing this, you won't be able to see the function, because it really needs a large number of terms to uh, clarify that actually this is replicating the piecewise discontinuous function. Remember the graph of this, remember this function which we are talking about. How does this graphs look like? This we discussed in the previous class, so I'm taking you back there. Yeah, this was the function. This was a function for which we have just computed the Fourier series expansion, that from minus pi to pi it is behaving like y is equal to x, and otherwise it just replicates. So the kind of jump discontinuity you see here, so this is like this. So these are actually not connected, it's not a part of the curve, but it's a jump discontinuity. So I'm showing you this representation because this is what you're going to see. Let me just show you the MATLAB. Oh, just a minute. Just 1 second. I'll be sharing actually the screen with you. Let me run this code. Are you able to see the graph? Yes, so you see, actually, I have taken the first 40 terms of that Fourier series to show you that how this is going to be. So what is happening? The new curves are getting added up in the previous curve. So I have retained the previous curves and the new curve is getting added up. So the very first curve was just sin x. Then the next curve was sin x minus sin 2x by 2. And then the third curve was plus sin 3x by 3. So I'm just including every time a new term from the series and giving you a new curve. And now you can see finally that what is happening is, if you look at this, although you can see the curves, oh, let me just use the annotation. Although you can see, the waves kind of structures here, but eventually what is happening is, you see the behavior like this function, which I shown you the graph, something like this. It's y is equal to x, then again y is equal to x, and so on.